Turns out the support is in, and Antifa is officially a terrorist organization. President Trump signing an executive order calling it a militarist anarchist enterprise that explicitly calls for the overthrow of the United States government, law enforcement authorities, and our system of law, and directing federal agencies to investigate any and all Antifa operations.
Here with reaction, 1792 Exchange CEO and former Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron. I'll skip the left and the liberals acting like they don't know what Antifa is. But good to see you, Daniel.
Good to see you guys. Yeah.
What does this allow the federal government to do? What powers does it give them to investigate Antifa?
Absolutely. Well, Dagan Kennedy, thank you for having me on. And thank God that we have a president that is willing to speak truth, whether it's at the UN or when it comes to this executive order and confronting organizations that want to disrupt and ultimately chill our First Amendment ability to speak freely. And ultimately, what this executive order does is give the Department of Justice and U.S. attorneys all across this nation a priority to investigate, dismantle, and disrupt this domestic terrorist organization. Antifa has been involved in and associated with assaults on our ICE agents. They've been obstructing law enforcement operations. It is high time that we confront this serious issue in the United States. Look, President Trump won partly because he wanted to focus on law and order. That was something that American families all across this country could agree with and understood. And he is delivering on that commitment by ensuring that a group like Antifa is not able to intimidate and chill free speech and the American citizens.
Yes, and they want to hurt federal law enforcement. Now, Daniel, did you have on your bingo card today that the left would be defending and justifying Antifa?
Well, look, if there is an 80-20 issue, you can bet that the Democrats are going to find themselves on the 20% side. I mean, it's no wonder that they cannot attract any attention from hardworking Americans. They don't find any support from hardworking Americans because simply they are too busy trying to appease the far left and radical elements of their parties. Frankly, they need their sister soldier moment like Bill Clinton had in the 90s, and they simply cannot find their way to it because they are scared of the far left of their party. It's unfortunate, but what it means is that common sense men and women, hardworking men and women across this country, I see it every day in Kentucky, the values that we stand for here in this Commonwealth are common sense values. Folks are attracted to President Trump and the Republican Party because they're standing on the 80% side of issues. They're standing up for our law enforcement community. They're standing up and supporting the free exercise of our faith, of speech. And unfortunately, the Democrats are opposing all of that right now.
Am I reading it right, though, that some lefties are saying Antifa is not an organization, so you can't designate it as a terrorist group, and then others are saying, oh, it is a group, but you can't designate it as a terrorist organization because it's domestic.
Yes.
So regardless,
well, look, they're contorting themselves to make an argument simply so that they can be on the other side of President Trump. But what they don't realize is that the American people overwhelmingly support President Trump and his America First policies, and that's ultimately why we're going to continue to see overwhelming support for this president. And we're going to continue to move this country forward to its best and brightest version of itself.
Well, I overwhelmingly support Kentucky bourbon, so I want to thank you for your part in all that, Daniel.
Understood. Come on over to Kentucky. We'll treat you well.
Consider it done.
I drove all the way through Kentucky not long ago, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. I should have stopped, but I can't drink and drive. That's illegal. Daniel Cameron, great to see you.
Well, we've got a lot of good horse. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's dangerous too.
Saddle up, Buttercup.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
You know it.